Dear students, please note down. These notes have been uploaded in the description of video. Please download your notes. Dear students, in the second lecture of pollination, today I will discuss different types of pollination. Dear students, pollination having two types. One is self-pollination, second is cross-pollination. Self-pollination is further categorized in two types. One is autogamy, means self-marriage. It occurs in a perfect bisexual, intersexual flower having both sex organs. And this autogamy is further classified in three groups. One is homogamy. Dear students, same marriage. It means the flowers are chasmogamous. These are open flower, and in these open flowers, both sex organs, male and female, mature simultaneously. Cleistogamy, very important, cleistogamy means flower remains closed. A flower bud never opens. It means in these cleistogamous, these closed flowers, the marriage, the pollination occurs inside the closed floral bud. Bud pollination. Dear students, in this third category of pollination, that is bud pollination, it means before the opening of bud, both sex organs mature and pollination occurs inside the bud before its opening. Second type of self-pollination, that is geitonogamy. Dear students, it is neighbor marriage. It means it involves transference of pollens from one flower to other flower of same plant having same genetic material. Second type is, it is cross-pollination, or it is allogamy, or it is genogamy. Because in cross-pollination, different flowers are involved having different genetic material. So it is genogamy, it is a strange marriage, it is allogamy. The flowers are other, different type, having different genetic material. The cross-pollination that requires some agent, maybe biotic or abiotic. Abiotic agents like water, like wind. The biotic factors like birds, insects, bat, human beings. So, the cross-pollination having different types on the basis of different pollinating agents. First one is anemophily. Dear students, as name indicates, anemophily. The pollination occurs by wind. So it is wind pollination. Anemophily, wind pollination, wind lover. Example, the common examples of some plants in which wind pollination is reported. Coconut palm, date palm, dear students, maize, it is G maize. Cannabis, stivus, it is bhang. Most of grasses, anemophily, this wind pollination occurs. Important point is, that is characteristics of anemophilous flowers. Dear students, the wind pollination, the plants which produce anemophilous flowers, and some characteristics of these anemophilous flowers. Flowers are small in size, not showy. These are inconspicuous. The size of flower greatly reduced. Non-essential parts. The flower having two types of organs, essential, non-essential. Here, the non-essential parts, sepal petals, are either absent or greatly reduced. Dear students, the flowers are anemophilous flowers. These flowers are small sized, odorless, colorless, no nectar. So these are nectarless. The pollen grains are dry, smooth, unwettable, and in some cases, like Artica, the Bichubuti, the anthers dies, they rupture, they release pollens all of a sudden. It means anthers dehiscence suddenly occurs to release a large amount of pollens in air. Dear students, this mechanism is gunpowder mechanism. The pollen grains, in case of Anemophili, the pollen grains light in weight, smaller in size, and generally the pollens having wing, as in case of Pinus. The pollens always possesses a pair of wings, so that pollens are carried by wind about 1,000 kilometers. That is commonly called sulfur shower. The stigma, note down, this is the stigma of oat plant. Here the stigma, this is ovary, this is bifid stigma, and the stigma are generally hairy, feathery, branched to receive the pollens present in air. Dear students, the pollens are produced in wind pollination in Anemophilous flowers. The pollens are produced in large amount, as in case of Cannabis sativus, in case of Bhang. About 5 lakh pollens are produced by a single anther. Dear students, one anther, and that produce about 5 lakh pollens. In case of G maize, this is male inflorescence, commonly called it is tassel. This one is cope, that represents female inflorescence. Here in case of tassel, male inflorescence. A single male inflorescence, a tassel produce about 20 to 25 millions pollen grains in air. Some pollens present in air may be harmful, cause bronchial, respiratory, breathing problems. It is named hay fever, or it is bronchial allergy. The allergy is commonly caused by pollens of some plants. Note down, Amaranthus pollens causes bronchial allergy or hay fever. Amaranthus edicholai, Chenopodium, that is Bathwa, Desinodon, that is a doob grass, Ricinus, Castor, Arendt, this sorghum, it is jawar, a monocote, Parthenum, that is Congress grass, Indra grass. Next is Ornithophili. Dear student, first type is Anemophili, that is wind pollination. Pollens carried by air, wind. Ornithophili means pollination occurs by birds. It is bird pollination. Some common examples of bird pollinators: sunbird, Afro-Asian bird, hummingbird, crow, parrot, manna, bulbul are some common bird pollinators. Characteristics of bird pollinating flowers. Dear students, these ornithophilous flowers, and these flowers are generally large sized, having tubular or funnel shaped corolla. But here in case of Anemophilus, these non-essential parts, sepal petals, are generally absent or greatly reduced. But here in case of Ornithophilus, the plants in which pollen is carried by birds, the corolla well developed. It is generally tubular or it is funnel shaped. Next is flowers are brightly colored, red in color, orange colored, yellow colored to attract the birds. The flowers secrete large amount of abundant of watery nectars, and the nectars, dear students, the nectars made up of sugar. Sugar content is high, as well as the ornithophilus flowers having edible parts for birds. They consume sweetie, nectars as well as edible parts of flowers. And generally, the nectars, that watery secretion is produced in the form of droplets. The flowers are odorless, without any scent, and the floral parts are leathery. Some common examples of ornithophilus plants: bombyx, dear students, it is red silk cotton; erythrina, that is coral tree; callistemon, it is bottle brush; bignonia, agave, century plant. This is all about cross pollination. And the cross pollination, in this lecture I have discussed only two types. One is anemophily, that is wind pollination, and second type is ornithophily, in which pollination carried by birds. In next lecture I will discuss more types of cross pollination.